We are all born as a baby, then we grow up, and then we die, and I somehow believe we are born again as a baby. How about being a little conscious about the whole process of growing up from a baby by starting afresh? Let's walk through a journey together. Episode 1, The Toilet Story. I was in class 4, aged 8, the year 2005. Chilly morning in Kolkata, nicely wrapped up in the blanket, my mom coming up and pulling me out from the bed. Mummy, I don't want to go. What's wrong with you? The same excuses over and over again. Come on, get up. You have to go to school. You have to go to school. And somehow I was rushed. I was really late that morning. So somehow breakfast, one banana, somehow packing the bag, tiffin handed to me, my dad holding my hand and running with me all the way to school. The first 2 periods were pretty boring, maths and English. Same pattern throughout the 5 days. A third period, something different, but I started getting some kind of a pressure deep inside. So I asked for permission for the washroom. The teacher obliged. I went, finished, came back. 4th period, I went again. 5th period, I went for the 3rd time. And then towards the end, I asked for the 4th time. This time, it was not just about going to the washroom and emptying myself. It was something deep. I was feeling some kind of a rumbling in my stomach. I was not at all feeling comfortable. Now, in my school, we never had anything even close to resembling a latch in the washroom. So there was no chance I could explore the nature stall. I tried to hold myself back, but the pressure was too much to take. But then I just realized, let me just let go. I excreted. My entire trousers were soiled, socks, shoes, every single thing. All it took was 2 more boys from my class to come out and observe the extravaganza. The students out there, in the entire floor, and then the entire school got to know about this very, very hilarious incident. I was taken down to the headmistress's office. Somehow I barely managed to walk. I was not at all feeling comfortable with all the soiled uniform. The headmistress pushed all the teachers outside. And she said, wait. I didn't even know what to do. I rushed into the washroom, took off my clothes, closed all the doors, and somehow started using the normal water to hand clean every single soiled element. Of course, the smell was absolutely horrible. Now, all the doors were locked, which means every single time students came up to really get into the washroom, they were not able to. I had to use all my might in order to protect my assets. I realized I'm pretty much Bahubali that day. But this incident shook me completely. I didn't really know what to do about it. I had to wait right till the end of school for my mom to come and then take me home. How can the situation get better? Right now, even as I think, maybe the school could have really helped me a little better. Maybe the headmistress could have called up my mom and then request her to come and pick me up. I really deserved counseling back then, but our school did not have a counselor. Maybe our school deserves to have a counselor in these scenarios, because it took me 20 years to come out of this haunted episode. Every now and then my self-esteem, my self-confidence was shattered. That was the toilet story. Moving to episode number 2, beat up story. Now, studying in a co-education school has its own perks. It's only when you get to know when you hit adolescence. I was very, very happy. I was in class 6 and I observed the class 12 boys coupled, hand in hand, sitting in the break time. I grew up. I went to class 12 and I looked at class 6 students, hand in hand, coupled. What just happened? I wouldn't complain. I better not, because I was not that attractive and I've not been that lucky as well. My dressing sense was horrible. My hair, right now you can see it's pretty organized, but usually it'll be like a carpet, wonderfully flapped on one side. The trousers, I would wear it right till my chest. And I was pretty fat. Reasons why no one got attracted to me in any way. Now, just outside our school, we had this smoke chawl, just near to the little alley, where all the cool dudes of the school would smoke. Now, in our school, I never really understood the entire concept. Abuses hurled here and there, coming from all multiple directions. People really acting so cool, their spiked hair, the uniform would be tucked out. Somehow I chose to stay old school. While walking through that particular chawl all the way home, what I would do every single day is hold the hand of my brother. The only hand I felt holding on to always. And next to him was one of his school friends. Now these people were smoking. Hey, you! I decided not to listen to them. I just kept walking. Hey, Fatso, we are calling you. And I realized trouble was coming up. I told my brother and his friend to just keep walking, go home. And I turned back and walked towards them. Huh? You don't know who we are, is it? What is wrong with you? Why were you ignoring us? I was just passing by. What did you say? What did you say? Which class are you from? Class 8. Okay, class 8. What does your dad do? Business. Okay, which stream do you want to take? Every question was followed by an answer, and every answer was followed by a talk. And I realized every single time I was answering a question, the intensity of the talks just went on increasing. I got beat up pretty bad that day. One of the first instances when I realized the meaning of a bully. Bullying, it just makes you feel so bad. People who think that they are strong, they try to express their strengths on someone very, very weak. How can the schools work this out? The first step would be a very, very transparent mode of communication and self-defense training. There were karate classes going on in our school, but was never really allowed to learn. Now, self-defense not only gives you the tools and strategies to defend yourself, but also makes your mind calm. I'm talking about taekwondo or kung fu or karate. It just really gives you that kind of a confidence that you can still protect yourself. This is another incident that really took another 15 years for me to just come out of. Maybe that's why I'm able to talk about it. Episode number 3. Dysfunctional family. Now, there are 2 things that every baby deserves. Unconditional love, eternal pampering. You're born in a nuclear family, you're born in a joint family, in a joint family, yeah. 2 different realms always. I was born in a joint family, then we shifted to a nuclear family. Loads of complexities going on. Every joint family will have a hero and a villain. Obviously, since I am expressing the story, I am the hero. In our house, one day, me and my brother, we were dancing on a very, very famous Bollywood song. The moment the villain arrives. In this case, it was the little cousin sister that we had. What happened is she came up and suddenly turned off the radio. Now, this obviously led to a huge argument. I mean, how can she really do that? It's unfair. The argument was going on when all of a sudden she just falls down on the ground and cries out, holding on to her stomach, ah, ah, ah. The entire house drops in. All the uncles and aunts, my parents and everyone. And she keeps crying, brother hit me, brother hit me. Will anyone listen to me? I got beaten up really bad that day. I felt so bad. Even more when I just looked at her, turned at her, and she was looking at me with this pretty dangerous kind of a smirk. I'll never forget that smirk my whole life. That's how my family was. But I have another story. In our house, the place where we used to stay, there was a long kind of a courtyard. A courtyard where we used to play cricket, me and my brother. And my aunt always had a problem in our cricket. She'd always eavesdrop. She would tell us not to play. She's getting disturbed and all those kind of crazy things. Even when the relatives, as in the paternal aunts and all these different relatives, ancestral relatives would come up, she would constantly complain about us because we play cricket. So one day I decided, enough is enough. My parents are not doing anything. They're not saying anything. They're being quiet. I'm going to take up the responsibility. I'm going to revolt. So I simply walked up to her and I said, who do you think you are? And this was me being in class 7. Who do you think you are? Is this your house? Do you think just because my parents don't say anything, you can rule this house according to what you want? Do you think that it's fair? Pin drop silence. And yet again, all the uncles and aunts and parents and everyone had already arrived in that room. And I got beaten up real bad once again. I realized the world is full of demons. Even in the bullying case, even in the dysfunctional family case, in order to fight the demons, either you got to have the skills, or you need to know how to revolt, you need to face, you need to fight, you need to ace the situation. Or you can choose to cry and hold yourself back inside a box. What can parents and schooling do and work this situation out a little better? Communication is the key. To really actively listen to a child and not really look at what others are saying, because every child has a voice. I felt so scared and so bad that even my nearest and dearest ones, my close family, my blood relations, are not really listening to me. And it left a deep imprint in my heart for years to come. Even as I'm speaking now, I'm getting emotional. Communication by the parents are super important. And obviously, in the schools, observing the behavior patterns of the child and then creating parenting sessions, having that bond with the parent, with the child, really uplifts and breaks the children through the problem. Why am I saying all this? 3 stories. For what? Well, last month I had a 2-hour appointment with a therapist. Attention deficit hyperactive disorder has been my best friend all the way since childhood. I realized it then. She gave me a heaven lot of healing modalities. Shock therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, pills, shock therapy. Yeah, I'm just repeating my words. Because it just makes me feel so scared. Did I choose to take the therapy? No, I decided otherwise. If growing up has caused all the problems, I can literally start afresh. How do I do that? By starting all over as a baby. So I simply go on exploring myself. Every single thing that you have been deprived of, you have not been given, why not become a source of it for yourself? So now when I walk out, I will have those little candies. I will enjoy the chocobar ice cream. I will buy myself those little toys. I will laugh more. I look at the aeroplanes and helicopters and I will feel so good. It's deep inside. I know it works like magic. I'll wrap myself in my arms and I will request all the loved ones near to me to do so. And life has never been the same since I've done that. I make sure that I wake up every morning. The first thing I do is I go to the washroom so that I cannot afford to soil more clothes. Whenever I walk down the smoking chawl, I walk with a persona so that no one can dare think that I'm timid and small anymore. As far as my family and acquaintances are concerned, I go through the process of flushing every single soul that does not serve me. If it is going beyond what we are asking for, the first step is going inwards. And the best way to heal your trauma from childhood is simply starting all over as a baby. This is Dr. Suryadeep. Love you all so much. Mwah.